It feels like not too long ago, we were watching Devin Hester return 2 punt return touchdowns against the Denver Broncos at Soldier Field. And we're praying the Chicago Bears can bring that energy again and notch their first win of the season against the Denver Broncos. Last time Chicago played the Denver Broncos was on the road in Denver, and Chicago won 16-14 thanks to an Eddie Pinheiro 53-yard field goal. Bears take on the Broncos team that gave up 70 points in 726 offensive yards to the Miami Dolphins last weekend, giving hope the Bears can finally break it open. Justin Fields versus Russell Wilson, Bears versus Broncos. We got team rankings, offensive needs, defensive needs, injury updates, and our 3 keys to the game. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde, joined alongside my good friend and co-host, Tony Cepeda. And man, we are ready for what Chicago has in store this Sunday. Tony, great to see you, man. What are you most excited about this weekend in Chicago?
Well, to reference that Devin Hester game again, Todd Sauerbrunn, the punter for the Broncos, was talking all this trash. We're not going to kick to him. We are going to kick to him. He was saying we are. He should have been saying they're not going to kick to him. I was at that game. I helped Devin Hester return both those touchdowns. That crowd pop is exactly what I'm hoping for this weekend at Murphy's when Justin Fields has his 75-plus yard touchdown run that we all know is coming this week. Speaking of Murphy's, make sure to get your ticket for our second annual Bears viewing party at historic Murphy's Bleachers. The link is in the description below. Free food in Chicago's own freshy organic tequila, seltzers, while supplies last. Party starts at 11 a.m. Our live stream is here on YouTube and Twitter with Daniel Greenberg, Viper, the Windy City Productions, and Will Wright at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Tune in before the game to get pumped.
And Tony, I know we're both excited for our party. Last year, it was off the chain. We had trivia. We were giving away prizes, and we're bringing that all back this year and many, many more. I cannot wait for this upcoming Sunday. I hope you guys can make it. And if you please could, hit the like button on this video, put your thoughts in the comment section below, and hit that subscribe button to stay up to date on all of our Chicago Sports Bears news. And that was a run on words, the Chicago Bears sports news. Now, one more thing for you guys to know, the live stream is up. Make sure that you go look for the notification button on that. We will be talking about that later on, and it will start at 10 a.m. Central Time. So let's go into the team rankings, Tony. The Broncos, their total offense is ranked 15th in the NFL with 340.7 yards per game. Their rushing is ranked 20th with 95 yards. Their passing is ranked 8th, the biggest strength of the Broncos with 245 yards per game. And their points that they score is 15th in the NFL at 23 points a game. Fun fact, Russell Wilson is also 2-2 all-time against the Chicago Bears, has 7 touchdowns and 1 interception, which we will go over that interception later, and the importance of what we want to see in this game. Their total defense, though, completely different story. They are last in the NFL in total yards given up with 458. Rushing, they give up 177.7 yards, which is last in the NFL. Passing, they give up 280, which is 29th in the NFL. And they average 40.7 points given up per game, 32nd in the NFL. Bears offense, not so much better. They are ranked 29th in the NFL with averaging exactly 250 yards a game. Rushing, they're 17th, where their biggest strength is with 101. They're ranked 31st in passing per game at 148 and points 15.7, 27th in the NFL. The defense are not the monsters of the midway out of the gate with 407 yards per game, 29th in the NFL. Rushing, actually not too bad. They're ranked 20th at 121.7, which is still pretty bad. But this NFL season, a lot of people are running all over the place. Passing, they're ranked 30th at 285 per game. And points allowed, guess who they're right behind? The Denver Broncos, giving up 35.3. Denver's passing offense is the biggest threat in the only top 10 ranking out of both teams as a positive top 10 ranking. Something Chicago needs to consider, and we'll get to that more. So, Tony, starting with the Chicago Bears offense of what they need to do against this really, really bad Denver defense, what does Luke Getsy need to do in order to unlock this offense?
Yeah, in short, he needs to let Justin Fields cook. I know we said that last week with the Chiefs, but it's the Chiefs. Those are the Super Bowl champions. These are not the Super Bowl champions we're playing this weekend. Get Fields moving in the pocket. Allow him to create plays. We've seen multiple absolute dimes the past few weeks on the run for Fields that the receivers just have inexplicably dropped. So, okay, I guess my biggest, DJ Moore, Claypool, Kmet had the one punched out of his hands when he was trying to do a little cute toe tap on the sideline. Basically, I guess besides letting Fields cook, make sure your receivers catch the football. I don't know if you can do that. Put a little stick 'em on their hands, maybe. But those are my two things the offense needs to do.
We're not here to cheat, Tony, but we are trying to win this game, and cheating is a part of the game, unfortunately. Let's go to my two parts of the game. What the offense needs to do is, Tony definitely agrees to this. I stole the words out of his mouth, is run the damn ball. Adam Kinross also said it over at Kinney Games. Run the damn ball with Roschon Johnson and Khalil Herbert. Johnson is averaging 5.43 yards per carry. Herbert is averaging 4 yards per carry. You give the ball to Johnson back-to-back, and he keeps his average. That's a first down. And then finally, also, throw Equanimeous St. Brown out there for the love of God for his run blocking and pass blocking ability. Chase Claypool and nobody else is getting it done right now. Really need that. And I think that Equanimeous St. Brown is more of an asset to this team than people think. And Luke Getsy knows how he works. That's what I want to see first. So, Tony, let's go into the defensive needs.
Yes. Pressure. Current Russ is not prime Russell Wilson, but he can still pick us apart if he's given time in the pocket. He's still a professional NFL quarterback. He can still figure that out. Get after him, make him uncomfortable, break him. They are on the Broncos in general, but specifically Russ and Sean Payton and whatever their relationship is, they are on the precipice of falling apart. We just got to give them that final nudge off the cliff, and they will crumble in our hands like something that crumbles in our hands.
Create pressure. You get after the quarterback. You create turnovers, and that's what the Chicago Bears need to do. And I couldn't agree more, but I need a big game out of Tremaine Edmonds. I want to see him stay locked in on Russell Wilson. Like you said, not prime Russ anymore. And don't let him get any sort of rollout rushing yards. Let him stay in the pocket, get pressure on him, and that's what I want to see do. If you can't keep Edmonds on Wilson, at least keep Tyreek Stevenson or just somebody else out there that can get after Wilson at ease and make sure he stops him. And then also, I would like to see Javon Dexter Sr. and Zach Pickens have a breakout game. They've been doing good as rookies so far, but we're not hearing their name called as much as we want to, and we know that they can do. Send them up the middle, make it happen. Andrew Billings is doing it a lot, a great mentor. Want to see the same things for them. Tony, let's go to our 3 keys to the game. What are your 3 keys in order for Chicago to win this game?
All right, the big one, like I mentioned when we were talking offense, move Fields around, rollouts, sprint outs, design runs, the works, all that. Get them moving, good things will happen. Key number 2, seems simple. Again, I mentioned this, but catch the damn ball. Komet, Claypool, Moore, haul in those dimes when Fields makes it happen. Success, I guess you could say, from Fields, except for, of course, the plays where, the receivers are dropping the ball. So we gotta all get on the same page. And then lastly, clean football. No drive-killing penalties. No the dang snap count. Obviously, Braxton Jones isn't out there now to jump off sides, but the linemen, you need to fire out of your stance. Get a good angle so we don't have to grab jerseys just to keep Fields or Roschon or whoever alive back there. Clean football. That's what wins games.
Couldn't agree more. And I like that comment, especially in regards to the offensive line. We can't keep having these crazy drive killers. The offensive line has gotten better at not getting penalized. I will say that. Braxton Jones minus that group. But overall, got to keep that going. That's going to help keep drives alive and not move the Bears back and lose momentum. I'm going to go with my 3 real quick, Tony. I know that you appreciate number 1 because you kind of already hit on it, but send the house. Matt Eberflus said in a very obvious comment, which I was kind of worried about, is that if you send 5 or 6 guys, that gets pressure on the quarterback, good things happen. Look what happened to Jordan Love against the Detroit Lions. Dude couldn't do anything when he was pressured, and that's why the Lions crushed the Green Bay Packers. I am low-key a Lions fan right now because I'm just excited that another franchise that has been suffering like we have is actually doing good things in the NFC North, and I just cannot stand Green Bay. One other thing I want to say, said it earlier, run the damn ball. Denver has the worst run defense in football. Let Johnson and Herbert go. And also, let Justin Fields rip it up. You kind of said it too, Tony. Get that energy going at Soldier Field and take the life out of that Denver Broncos team. That's what you need to do. That's what the Chiefs did to the Bears. That's what the Packers did to the Bears. That's how you win ball games. Finally, need some defensive takeaways. I said it earlier, but Wilson's lone interception against the Bears was back in 2018 on prime time by Prince Amukamara. But the heartbeats through our defense, you get a takeaway. The Bears' confidence is back. The Bears are back, and we need that. This team needs confidence. The Bears will come back very shortly after. And for the quick turnaround against the Washington Commanders. Tony, would you care to go through the injury report for us real quick?
Absolutely. Eddie Jackson, defensive back, is battling a foot injury. Defensive back Josh Blackwell, friend of the program, is battling a hamstring injury. Defensive back Jalen Johnson, tough week for the defensive backs, is battling a hamstring injury as well. Running back Travis Homer is battling an ankle injury. And my own little, gonna sprinkle in here, Tyreek Stevenson, every time he's been banged up a little the past couple weeks, they keep ruling him out with an illness. I don't know what that's about. It's a very weird thing to say. So I'm gonna just put him on the injury report myself. Score predictions. Nick, do you want to go first?
I also want to go out Tyreek Stevenson real quick. He has been fully participating in practice, though, so that's a good sign.
Yes.
But yeah, it is really weird that they're not just calling it concussion. But I don't know. The Bears are doing some weird things right now, as always. At least it wasn't as weird as last Wednesday at Hallis Hall. We don't have to talk about that again, though. But score predictions. Mine's a little bit more realistic than Tony's, but Tony's is optimistic, and I love it. I'm going to go 31-17 Bears. This is the game for the Bears to break things out. This is where you get the momentum back. You're at home for the first time in 2 weeks. You need a big win. This is where it all turns around. 31-17 Chicago Bears.
Yeah, I'm going to go chalk with this one. I think everyone's thinking this. 71-19, absolute domination. Beat them by more than they lost by last week. No, just kidding. 27-24. That's my official score prediction. Close game. Bears win. Fields, gets through that adversity. We get over the hump. We win the next 10 games. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
But hey, I like the optimism. But again, we are very excited to see you all at Murphy's Bleachers this upcoming Sunday. Free tickets to get in. Link in the description. Just make sure that you show up with your ID. Have to be 21 in order to enter, and have a good time. But with that, thank you very much for joining myself and Tony Cepeda on this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. And we'll see you guys on Sunday. Bear down.